The morning newspaper reported today that President Ranil Wickremesinghe is planning to take a unilateral decision to cede Sri Lanka's claim to the Affinese Nikitin seamount, a cobalt-rich underwater mountain situated within the bounds of the Sea of Sri Lanka, to India. Experts point out that the president cannot unilaterally cede an asset of the country without a mandate from the people. The report quotes experts as saying that if this asset is to be ceded to another country, it would have to be approved by not only a two-thirds majority in parliament, but also at a referendum of the people. The report further quotes experts as saying that this matter has to be referred to the Supreme Court as well. The reports further point out that if Affinese Nikitin seamount, a cobalt-rich underwater mountain situated within the bounds of the Sea of Sri Lanka, is ceded to a foreign country, it will be a violation of the Constitution of Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, the Sunday Times reported that India's Adani, involved in the West Container Terminal development at the Colombo port and the controversial wind power project in Mannar, is also engaged in a third project here, proposed mining for the valuable minerals in Sri Lanka's ocean bed. The report added that according to a high official associated with the negotiations, the Adani Group has stepped in to form a joint venture with the Taiwanese company Umico Taiwan to exploit the cobalt reserve. This deal has not been finalized as negotiations are still ongoing.
What is the Affinese Nikitin seamount?
The Affinese Nikitin seamount is a structural feature 400 kilometers long and 150 kilometers wide in the Sea of Sri Lanka, located 1,100 kilometers or 618 nautical miles east of the Maldives, 1,350 kilometers or 840 nautical miles off the coast of India, and 1,050 kilometers or 650 nautical miles off the coast of Sri Lanka. This underwater mountain, formed through volcanic activity, serves as a critical habitat and hotspot for marine life. The seamount has a rare metal cobalt deposit worth billions of dollars.
What is cobalt and why is it so valuable?
Cobalt is a mineral essential for various commercial, industrial and military applications, particularly in rechargeable batteries. This mineral is widely used in electric vehicles and batteries and is seen as a vital element in the green energy transition. Cobalt is used in many alloys and superalloys to make parts in aircraft engines, gas turbines, high-speed steels and corrosion-resistant alloys. It is also used as a catalyst for the petroleum and chemical industries. These are only a few uses of cobalt, and it goes on to show what a valuable resource this is for Sri Lanka.
What is the issue now?
India has applied to the International Seabed Authority, or the ISA, to explore the Affinese Nikitin seamount that is located in the Sea of Sri Lanka. India also paid a $500,000 fee to the ISA to consider its application, in which it spelled out its desire to conduct extensive geophysical, geological, biological and oceanographic and environmental studies in the proposed area over 15 years. But while evaluating India's application, the ISA found that Affinese Nikitin seamount lies entirely within an area also claimed by Sri Lanka as lying within the boundaries of its continental shelf. The ISA sought a response from India to its finding of the competing territorial claims. But on the 12th of March, India said it would not be able to respond in time for the ISA to consider its comments during the ISA's 29th session of the Legal and Technical Commission, which is considering the application. As a result, the ISA said that India's application has been put on hold. The ISA is expected to review the application again once India responds. Sri Lanka in 2009 applied for an extension of the limits of its continental shelf from 200 nautical miles to a much larger area. The CLCS is yet to decide on Sri Lanka's claim, but if it is accepted, the Affinese Nikitin seamount would fall within Sri Lanka's nautical boundaries. In 2010, India responded to Sri Lanka's submission before the CLCS without objecting to its smaller neighbourhood's claims. But in 2022, it changed its position to argue that Sri Lanka's claims would harm India's interests and India requested the Commission not to consider and qualify the submission made by Sri Lanka. The two countries have been embroiled in several controversies surrounding the maritime boundaries of the nation. China had dispatched many of its research vessels in the Sea of Sri Lanka amidst such a background. International media quoted a senior maritime law expert saying that India's move appears to be driven more by a desire to establish a foothold in the area to deter any Chinese presence than by any immediate exploration aims. According to the ISA, China, Germany and South Korea currently have contracts for deep-sea explorations in different parts of the Indian Ocean. In January, India had approached the Jamaica-based International Seabed Authority seeking approval to explore the cobalt-rich Afanese-Nikitin seamount, but this application was not approved since it was located within the bounds of the Sea of Sri Lanka. The people of Sri Lanka have sovereignty over the territory of Sri Lanka, which includes the seas and seabed that belongs to the country. Ceding these assets to foreign countries without any discussion or approval from the general public, the legislature of the judiciary means the future generations of Sri Lanka would be deprived of reaping the benefits of these assets. Can the sovereignty of our country be betrayed like this, and our assets be ceded to a foreign country?